talk about Daniel Bryan. I'm resign to and how likely, unlikely. Well, let me first off begin by saying Vince McMahon I understand that, but I can also understand Bryan's frustration because it must have been frustrating for people like Tyler Breeze and Fandango spots when he could out wrestle them any day of the week. Vince took. I understand that, and I understand Bryan's frustration. Resign is a question. Now, let's talk about Daniel Bryan's contract. Daniel Bryan's contract expires in it. His contract expires really soon, and whether Bryan decides to leave or whether he decides to, I'll be happy for him either way. But I think Bryan is getting to the point where he can't. Not that he can't. Not that he can't wrestle, but I think he's reaching the point where he can't go as hard as he used to. Why is that? Well, for one, Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella have a beautiful baby girl. And Bryan, and even though people like to say that it's a business. Let me just blow that rumor right out of the water. Professional wrestling is not a business. You don't have a time card and you clock in at 9, get off at 5, and you live your normal life. No, that's not the case. Professional wrestling is not a job, it's a lifestyle. And it's a lifestyle that takes so much out of you. I mean, you can learn how to fall correctly. You can learn how to protect yourself the best you can. But at the end of the day, your body's eventually going to say, I give, I quit, I can't take this anymore, man. And Daniel has been doing this ever since he got out of high school. He's been doing professional wrestling for for like 16, 17 years. So, do I see Daniel Bryan resigning if the situation is right? And, what do I mean by if the situation is right? Well, let's say the WWE offers him a contract and it's just an open contract. It's an open contract. And, I spoke with Wrestling for Fans. He called me and he goes, I know me and you butted heads on this and everything. We haven't really butted heads on the whole Daniel Bryan. And I understand both of our point of views. I mean, I understand his point of view and I understand my point of view. My point of view is I don't see Daniel leaving. But once he explained to me that, once I got to thinking, and once he started to explain that, Daniel wasn't happy doing the general manager role. Even though he was great at it, he wasn't happy with it. And, it's just it's one of the things where you want to see Daniel Bryan, where you want to see, I personally want to see Daniel Bryan re-sign with the WWE. But, he wrestles such a hard style. Like a Dynamite Kid or a Chris Benoit type of style. He goes full force into everything he does. And after like 15 plus years, your body just begins to break down. And plus, Bryan has had multiple concussions. So, I can see Vince or Triple H offering him if it's an open contract. I don't see Bryan, because Bryan's already told the WWE that, hey, if you do not reinstate me, I'm going to leave, walk into somewhere else and do what I love. That's what he told. And, I think Vince just realized, hey, I need to reinstate this guy, otherwise he's going to go elsewhere. So, reinstates. Daniel keeps happy. And, it's one of the things that it's one of the things where if it's an open contract, I don't see Daniel being stupid enough to sign an open contract. But if Vince or Triple H give him a contract that's, and even Daniel could even say this. He could be like, you know what, I want to work like 60 shows a year. Give me dates. And if you give me that, I'll resign. Or Daniel could make it possible to where if he could basically say, look, I'll resign, but there's got to be a clause in my contract that says if I'm unhappy, or if I feel like you guys are going to bench me again, I can opt out of my contract without any repercussions. Or maybe, and I know people are not going to like me for saying this, but, you know, maybe give him a schedule. Because, you know, as much as I like Bryan, he has a family at home. And Daniel has said in recent interviews that he misses his family. He wants to go see them. So, what about this? Offering him a contract that says, like, you know, personal days. Offering Daniel Bryan like maybe 20 days in his contract. It could say, like, you know, if you feel like you want to take a personal day, you can do that, and he would still get paid. So do I see Daniel re-signing with the WWE? Yes. If the situation benefits him and the WWE. I'm wrestling for fans. What are your thoughts on this? I'll be waiting to hear from you. I'm Hardcore Christopher. Keep it hardcore, everyone.